Hello everyone, welcome to my channel DRS Biology. Today we will discuss about biological classification, a very important aspect of biology which will include the rules and regulation regarding classification, different rules of classification. So let us start the chapter biological classification. This chapter will be helpful to the students of 11th class biology, graduate students, for MSc students, especially who are preparing NEET and Life Science CSIR NET. So let us start the chapter biological classification. We will start this chapter with this slide where we are seeing the most ancient fellow, Aristotle, who is considered as father of biology, father of zoology, father of embryology. He made very first attempt to classify animals. In ancient period, when tools and technology and science was not very much developed, then the classification was based on simple morphological characters like these animals are flying, non-flying, these animals may be with backbone or without backbone, etc. So Aristotle simply classified animals and plants on the basis of simple morphological characters, especially plants. He described the plants are of three types on the basis of their size: trees, shrubs, and herbs. He also classified animals into two groups, Anaema and Enema. Anaema include animal without red blood, and Enema includes animal with red blood. Enema animals again were categorized into two categories, Ovipara and Vivipara. Ovipara means animals which lay eggs, and Vivipara are those animals which give birth to young ones. Here again we are seeing this system of classification. Time to time different systems have been proposed for the classification. There are three systems of classification nowadays. One is artificial system of classification. This was proposed by Theophrastus. He wrote the book Historia Plantarum, and his classification was based on simple morphological characters. Linnaeus adopted this system of classification in his classification. Natural system of classification was proposed by D. Juicy, and it was based on many natural characters, and this classification, this system of classification was adopted by Bentham and Hooker. And the last and modern classification system is phylogenetic system. This was proposed by Darwin and Wallace. This system of classification is based on phylogeny and evolution. Phylogeny means study of evolutionary history of an organism. This system of classification was adopted by Engler and Prandtl and also adopted by Hutchinson. Remember, just as a fact, first flying animals are insects, not dinosaurs, not birds. Dendrogram or a phylogenetic tree shows evolutionary relationship between a group of organisms. Here you are seeing this is the group of animals which have ancestral relationship and different branching pattern. This is called dendrogram or phylogenetic tree. Now come to the classification of living world. Time to time different classification have been proposed. The most uh, ancient is two kingdom classification. It was proposed by Linnaeus, and Linnaeus divided all the living organism into two kingdoms. Kingdom 1 Plantae, which includes all plants, and Kingdom Animalia, which includes all animals. This system was used till very recently. Nowadays भी हम in general organism को कहते हैं कि they are plants and animals. The drawback of this classification was uh, Linnaeus was not able to distinguish between eukaryotes and prokaryotes, unicellular and multicellular, photosynthetic and non-photosynthetic organism. Then there was a three kingdom classification. This was proposed by Ernst Haeckel, and he classified organism into three kingdom: kingdom Protista, kingdom Plantae, and kingdom Animalia. Ernst Haeckel coined the term Protista, and in this kingdom he included all unicellular organisms. So all the unicellular organisms belong to the kingdom Protista, and other multicellular organisms have been classified into two different kingdoms, kingdom Plantae and kingdom Animalia. Kingdom Plantae includes all multicellular plants, and Animalia includes all multicellular animals. Thereafter, Copeland proposed a new system of classification. It was four kingdom classification. This question has been asked earlier in different competitive exams. So now the organisms were classified into four kingdom: kingdom Monera, Protista, Plantae, and Animalia. At this time, organisms or cells have been classified into two categories: prokaryotic cells and eukaryotic cells. That's why Copeland made a different uh, kingdom for all prokaryotic organism. It was kingdom Monera. So rest of the three kingdoms are eukaryotes. Kingdom Protista already includes unicellular eukaryotes. Plantae will include multicellular plants, and Animalia will include multicellular animals. About Ernst Haeckel, you must know he was a German biologist. He coined the term Protista, and he is also known for biogenetic law or recapitulation theory. Recapitulation theory states ontogeny repeats phylogeny, means all the organisms repeat their ancestral history during their embryonic development. Means सभी जीव अपने भ्रूणीय विकास के दौरान अपने पूर्वजों की अवस्थाओं को दोहराते हैं. Then five kingdom classification was proposed by R.H. Whitaker in 1969. This system of classification was based on, you have to remember this fact because question has been asked earlier on this fact. So the five kingdom classification was based on cell structure, is that prokaryotic or eukaryotic, thallus organization, mode of nutrition, reproduction, and phylogenetic relationships. So all these facts have been uh, 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 put by Whitaker. Five kingdoms were Monera, Protista, kingdom Fungi, Plantae, and Animalia. So the new kingdom was here was fungi. This is the characteristics of five kingdom, and different characters. See this cell type. In Monera it is prokaryotic, and rest of the four phylum they are eukaryotic phylum. Composition of cell wall, see in the Monera, which include different bacteria and blue green algae. Here the cell wall is non-cellular and it is made up of polysaccharides and amino acids. In Protista, present only in some cases. There some unicellular algae etc. are there. Cell wall is present in fungi, but it is non-cellulosic, means it's not made up of cellulose, it is made up of chitin. In Plantae, the cell wall is present and it is made up of cellulose. In Animalia, animal cells lack cell wall. See, the nuclear membrane is absent in prokaryotes, means in kingdom Monera, absent. In rest of the four kingdom, nuclear membrane is present. So these kingdom and the cells of these any organisms will have true nucleus, well defined nucleus. Body organization in Monera it is cellular, in Protista it is also cellular, and rest of the three kingdom they have multicellular and loose tissues. In Plantae there is a tissue and system, organ system. In Animalia tissues, organ and organ system is there. Mode of nutrition in Monera it may be autotrophic, chemosynthetic, photosynthetic, heterotrophic, saprophytic and parasitic. So there are various mode of nutrition in the organisms of kingdom Monera. In Protista, they may be autotrophic and they may be heterotrophic. If unicellular protists are there, then the nutrition will be heterotrophic, and if protist unicellular protists are algae etc., then they will perform photosynthesis and show autotrophic mode of nutrition. Kingdom fungi includes different fungus and they are heterotrophic, especially saprophytic and parasitic nutrition. All the plants, all the multicellular eukaryotic plants show only autotrophic nutrition, means they synthesize their food in the presence of light with the help of photosynthesis. In kingdom Animalia, all the animals are characterized by heterotrophic nutrition, especially holozoic nutrition, and some of them show saprophytic nutrition. So there are 5 kingdom classification: kingdom Monera, kingdom Protista, kingdom fungi, kingdom Plantae and kingdom Animalia. All these kingdom we will study in detail in different videos, but here are some common facts. So kingdom Monera includes all prokaryotes. Prokaryotes means cells without nucleus. This kingdom include bacteria, the cyanobacteria means blue green algae, archaebacteria and mycoplasma, PPLO etc. Pneumonia like organism. They are considered as smallest organism on the earth. These are different prokaryotes, especially bacteria. And the kingdom Protista include eukaryotic means with cells with pronucleus and especially unicellular. So kingdom Protista include unicellular eukaryotes. This includes all unicellular algae, protozoans and diatoms, etc. Here are you are seeing this is a amoeba feeding on paramecium, and this is also a protozoan which is feeding by ciliary mode of nutrition. Third is kingdom fungi. Kingdom fungi includes non-green plants. Non-green plants because they lack chlorophyll, so they depend on dead and decaying organic matter. That's why they show saprophytic mode of nutrition. These are multicellular eukaryotes. Fungi are characterized by absence of cellulosic wall, and this includes different mushrooms, morels, and other types of fungi, molds, etc., bread mold, etc. These are the different kinds of organisms which are included in fungi. And the fourth kingdom is Plantae. Plants can be defined as these are autotrophic, multicellular eukaryotes, and plants are also characterized by presence of a cellulosic cell wall. This kingdom Plantae will include all multicellular green plants, which again will be categorized in different groups like bryophytes, pteridophytes, gymnosperm, angiosperm, and algae, etc. Similarly, the kingdom Animalia include all multicellular animals. So animals can be defined as these are multicellular eukaryotic heterotrophs, and the kingdom Animalia include different animals, and we will study in detail this kingdom Animalia. This will include 33 phyla, including Protozoa, Porifera, Chordata, etc. Now, after 5 kingdom classification, there is another system of classification have been proposed. This was 3 domain system of classification or 6 kingdom of classification. This 3 domain system of classification was developed by Carl Woese in 1990, and this is very important question. This three domain system of classification is primarily based on differences in ribosomal RNA, especially 16S RNA in the cell. Under this system, organisms are classified into three domains and six kingdoms. The three domains are domain Archaea, domain Bacteria, domain Eukarya. So, six kingdom will be Archaebacteria. These are most ancient bacteria. Second kingdom will be Eubacteria, means true bacteria. And this third domain Eukarya include these four kingdom: Protista, fungi, plantae and animalia. So in general we can say that Carl Busch especially uh, worked on kingdom Monera, bacteria and blue green algae and some archaebacteria. So we will also uh, learn here these three domains and six kingdoms. Let us start. This is the dendrogram of organism depending on the base of this three domain system of classification: archaea, bacteria and eukarya. So the kingdom, domain archaea contain prokaryotic organism, and they do not have a membrane bound nucleus, an incipient nucleus and other cell organelles like other bacteria. These reproduce by binary fission. These have single circular chromosome. These use flagella for movement, and these differ from bacteria in the composition of their cell wall. This will be the question that has been asked earlier and expected to ask, and also differ from both bacteria and other eukaryotes in the membrane composition, especially rRNA and 16S RNA. These archaea organisms live under some most extreme environmental conditions, like within the hydrothermal vents, acidic springs, and under Arctic ice. Archaea are divided into three main phyla: Crenarchaeota, Euryarchaeota, and Corearchaeota. Crenarchaeota includes bacteria or archaebacteria which survive in very high temperature, and these are known as hyperthermophils. These and other one in extreme hot conditions or acidic conditions, then they are known as thermoacidophils. Another phyla is Euryarchaeota, which includes methanogens, means they produce methane gas, and these are found in the intestine of kettles. These produce methane as a byproduct of metabolism and require an oxygen-free environment, means in the anaerobic condition. So these are found in paddy crops and also in the gut of kettles, buffalo, cows, etc. Corearchaeota include prokaryotes living in places such as hot springs, hydrothermal vents, and obsidian pools. These are hydrothermal belts deep inside the sea. Now the third domain is bacteria. Bacteria have a unique cell wall composition and rRNA type. They are grouped into five main categories. Proteobacteria, this is the largest group of bacteria like Escherichia coli, Salmonella, Heliobacter pylori and Vibrio cholerae, etc. They belong to proteobacteria. Second group of bacteria is cyanobacteria. These are also known as blue-green algae, and due to presence of photosynthetic pigment, they are capable of photosynthesis. They are also known as blue-green algae because of their color. In this slide, you are watching different blue-green algae. Third is firmicutes. These are gram-positive bacteria like Clostridium, Bacillus, Mycoplasma, etc. And these are the Mycoplasma are the bacteria without cell wall. So these are naked bacteria. Fourth one is Chlamydia. These are parasitic bacteria, reproduce inside their host cells, and they cause different diseases. Like chlamydia trachomatis causes chlamydia, sexually transmitted disease, and chlamydiophila pneumoniae, this causes pneumonia. And the fifth category of bacteria is spirochete. These are corkscrew type bacteria. You are watching here. This include Borrelia burgdorferi. This causes Lyme disease, and Treponema pallidum. This is known to cause syphilis on the genital organs. Third domain is eukarya. This domain includes all the eukaryotes. So we can say कि जो last four kingdoms हैं, kingdom Protista, kingdom Plantae, and kingdom Fungi and Animalia are included in domain eukarya. These are some very specific characters. Not we will not go in detail. So thank you very much. If you like this video, please comment, share, and subscribe my channel, and comment what you want and what can be uh, uh, improved in this video. Thank you. Thank you very much.